In the U.S. state of Kentucky, at least 30 people have died and hundreds are missing in the worst flooding in decades. The authorities fear that there will be more victims. The flood, caused by heavy rains, began in the middle of last week. In some areas of eastern Kentucky, more than 20 centimeters of rain fell in a day. The water level in the Kentucky River near the city of Whitesburg rose to a catastrophic 6 meters in a few hours. More than 12,000 households were left without electricity, hundreds of homes and businesses were flooded. Beshir, pointing out that the Nebisbeka has not yet passed, the forest does not stop anymore. It's not just a disaster, it's spontaneously dashing, as if there are 3 more. We move to the most dreary, and in some places we celebrate tonight, the wine is ahead. Pavan has reached such a level that the water reaches the wing buttons to the Dahavet. Serious amenities, expensive and modern infrastructure. Rytuvalniks on Chavez and helicopters are reaching out to people, as if they were bending over in a pasture. 7 months after that, new ones came to Kentucky, like tornadoes, killing dozens of people in that state. Downpours off the boards are pushed out by a weather front that is causing a historic turn in St. Louis. Povens in St. Louis and the lakes of Kentucky are important, with less than 1,000 turnovers. Suppose that in Europe the remainder of winter is marked by an anomalous spec. Torque is ahead that global climate change will provoke a record special scale in the next decade. The National Weather Service's Weather Prediction Center warned today that the threat of flooding in central and eastern Kentucky remains. The threat of flooding will continue into the daytime and early evening due to showers and thunderstorms with very heavy precipitation, the meteorologist said in a statement. Rescuers and officials warn that the death toll will rise. The search for bodies could drag on for several weeks, as many people listed as missing could have been carried away by water for several hundred meters. This is one of the most devastating and deadly floods we have seen in our history. Even when we're trying to save people, it's still raining, God. Andy Beshear said in an interview with NBC. Global warming is gaining momentum. 2021 is one of the hottest on record. Abnormal heat in Europe, forest fires, temperature records and popsicle for animals. Flood of biblical proportions, floods in the Indian state of Assam. Parts of mountainous Kentucky were cut off from the rest of the state as flooding turned roads into rivers, washed out bridges and washed away homes. Continued rain and poor communications are also complicating rescue efforts. Repairs to roads, bridges and other infrastructure will cost millions of dollars, the governor said. Now people from flooded areas live in temporary shelters. Many of them had nothing left, only the clothes in which they were found by the flood. The situation is complicated by the fact that Kentucky is an economically disadvantaged region that has suffered from the decline of the coal industry. Many residents were already barely able to make ends meet, and the flood deprived them of their last. U.S. President Joe Biden declared the flooding an emergency and ordered federal financial assistance to be sent to the state. Environmentalists warn that natural disasters such as floods or heat waves will become more frequent due to climate change.